Welcome back to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host, right over there.
What's up? It's D. If you want to follow more college football stories, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Drop some comments below. Let us know your thoughts.
Today, we are talking Bill Belichick and the disaster that North Carolina put together against TCU on Monday night. And I mean, let's face it, Belichick right now is kind of the laughing stock of college football. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, yeah, he is 100%. Like, he is the laughing stock, but it's a target that he's put on his own back. And it's not even necessarily him, but his girlfriend, fiance, I don't know what she is to him right now. She's put this target on both of their backs. And this game was a culmination of everything that people were talking about preseason. And they're like, okay, is it when push comes to shove, how are they going to look? And they looked horrible. They looked so bad going out there. It was so crazy. At one point during the game, they had not completed a pass, not just completed one pass in over 2 hours of real time. This was an ass kicking by TCU. And you could see a legit what not even like the what people think are the top tier of the Big 12 versus so a legitimate, organization versus what Belichick's running, and it was night and day, and they just ran the lights off on them, and it was insane to see.
And I mean, this kind of sums it up right here. Who let, first of all, Belichick's, is his fiance yet? His girlfriend, Jordan
I don't.
Hudson, on the field to talk to the coach when he's about to play against TCU in his first college football game. And then you have this gender reveal 10-year-old birthday party balloon arch set over Belichick, just looming over him in this disgusting display of a post-game press conference that very much matches the display that was put on the field by North Carolina's team. Tell me, I would bet my life that Jordan Hudson said that they need to put together this balloon arch for the post game press, because this is not seen ever in college football, right?
No, it's so tacky. It's so tacky. What are we doing?
It's like
And
it's like she's trying to find things like ways to contribute, and she's like, you know what? This post game, like just the podium in the background, it's not enough. Like I think we could make it look better.
we need balloon arch. You know what I would have done at halftime if we're getting our doors blown off? I'm gonna go ahead and just like put away the balloons. I'm gonna be like, okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna shelf this. Maybe next time, maybe for our first win, I'll have a balloon arch. But you read the room, it's like when people were talking about Cam Newton, and if it's like when he wears his like wacky outfits, and they're like, okay, if you lose the game, just go out in your sweats. It's like just go ahead and don't rock the hat today. This is the same thing. Like, why would they do this? It's crazy. And so to speak on the field, great first drive. Great, great
Oh, it
first
was
drive.
it was a beautiful first drive of North Carolina football. It was like his Aaron Rodgers running out with the flag moment. It was
Yes.
like, oh, Belichick, yeah, he's gonna do great. And then from there, it was just all
Straight
downhill.
downhill immediately. You could see it very obviously. Gio Lopez is not the guy. He is not going to be a heavy hitter on this team. They're going to have to do a lot despite him. You see, this whole time we've heard like about Bill Belichick recruiting this 5-star here or getting some talent here, getting a guy in the portal. It just did not look like they had any talent at any level of this team. It was insane to watch, but also TCU is going to be a good team this year. This TCU team might end up being one of the contenders in the Big 12. The Big 12 is so wide open, as we all know. Like, whoever know from week 1 till week 5, we could have a completely different landscape of the Big 12. But I mean, you could see very obviously what the TCU Horned Frogs were trying to do. They were out there on a mission to embarrass Bill Belichick, to embarrass North Carolina. They wanted to put their stamp because they knew that it was a standalone game. And when you go out there and you dominate a team on national television like this gets people talking. This gets your name put up as, hey, should we be looking at them as, top contenders in the Big 12? Should we look at them for top 25 contention? Should we be looking at these things? And they took advantage of this. They captured the spotlight. As soon after that drive, it was all TCU from then on out. It was insane to see, and you got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from TCU. They looked awesome. I think just looking at from North Carolina side though, it was surprising how unprepared they were, how they couldn't run a basic offense. It seemed like they're running basic schemes on defense that they couldn't execute and they couldn't adjust at halftime. It was just like everyone was in over their heads and Belichick just could do nothing about it. And I was listening to Florio talk about how Belichick even went on ESPN before the game. All the
Yeah, and
commentators
he said
hyping,
he wasn't.
everyone was hyping up North Carolina before the game, kind of disrespecting TCU, and then after the game, flooding the excuses of like, well, it's his first year. This is a good TCU team. Oh, they have 70 new players, but yeah, they like handpicked these players. They recruited. They have a fucking GM and Mike Lombardi that it's his job to find these players. Like to throw out the excuses after you know it didn't work when those were things you were using to prop up your team. It's just it's showing that they have no clue what they're doing. And I think Belichick has not shown that he could put together a good team in a few years now. And we're seeing he's out of his element. Other coaches in his conference feel like they want to take their shot at him because he thinks he's going to come in here and run the show, but he clearly is out of his depth. So I'd be hard pressed to bet on North Carolina at any point this season. I know they have a easy matchup coming up, but in any of these big games, I don't see how they're gonna completely turn this around.
Yeah, and again, it does take a couple of years to build out a program. I mean, we're seeing even like with Matt Rule in Nebraska, it's taken him a couple of years to really kind of get things going. We're seeing with Dion at Colorado, it takes time to completely turn a team around. So you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But also,
I
you're
I don't
100%
see
right.
I don't see who's Dion dating now? It's
Is it Carucci?
Carucci. I don't see Carucci out there on the field talking to fucking Coach Prime before the games. Like Belichick is doing things that are so much more detrimental to the team and they're not good. And I think that's where the story is here is that everyone loves to see a train wreck and what they did everything leading up to this game was load more people onto the train. They were like if this is going to be a disaster, it's going to be one of the biggest disasters we can put together and that's what happened.
Is North Carolina just a bad job? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is two old coaches in a row that have just got embarrassed. And we have to ask ourselves, is North Carolina, I mean, we know that this is a traditionally a basketball school. It seems like now they've moved over and they are trying to make the push towards football. But you do have an uphill battle here. Like, is this a bad job?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing: if you are really serious about turning your college football team around, why not hire a coaching staff that has turned around a college football team instead of taking an experiment with a how old is he like 80 something year old coach
Shut the
who's dating one of the students and out here doing chip and dip commercials with his fiance like he's out here doing yoga on the beach with a 20-year-old and we're more worried about winning a game. Like why did we not go with someone who has a better track record in college football?
Yeah, I mean, but we're also coming off of the Mac Brown era where Mac Brown like quit like 3 times last year. Like this is It's crazy at North Carolina. It's pretty wild.
I feel like if they could have redone this, they would not have hired Belichick.
Yeah, I think typically what you do when you are hiring a coach is you get a guy that is the opposite of what you already had in place, just to kind of switch up the vibe, just to make things a little bit different. And with Mac Brown being an old coach who, after a couple losses, was being like, "I retire. I hate this team. I'm done. Like, get me out of here." You would go to a guy that I would think is younger, that actually enjoys football, that wants to build out and stay and make this a staple. You already know Bill Belichick is the most curmudgeon, sour faced, hate everything about it, nitpick, nitpick, nitpick guy. Why did you go this direction? I don't know.
And we even said it here when he got hired. Worst case scenario is he has no idea what he's doing. You guys are awful. Best case scenario, in your dream world, he wins 10 games. He is leaving for the NFL.
Yeah.
So, in the best case scenario, and it turns out to be this dominant head coach and he looks really good, he will leave your team in a second. And so that's where I also was kind of questioning this hire, where like, if you guys actually are good, he's going to leave you in the dust, right?
Well, and even then, if he does that, you don't have a choice. You have Steve Belichick in there with you. You know what I mean? Like that
How
is
legit is that contract though? That
I
in
would
Belichick's contract that his son has to be the next head. What if he's fired?
then Steve's up, bro. Like I don't know. I
I've
don't
never heard of a contract where you fire the coach and they're like, but in the contract you have to hire my son next.
It was
I
in
want
the manifesto. It was in the football manifesto. It has to be done.
that could not be legally held up.
So it was written. So it shall be.
I'm gonna start making, if I ever have a kid, that's gonna be in all my contracts. Listen, if I don't work out, you
My
have to
son
hire
is
my son.
next up.
Any doctors out there, listen, if it ain't working out for me, my son has to take over the family business of being a doctor. He's had no schooling.
Oh
He's
no.
sat there and watched me doctor a lot.
He knows
He's been
exactly
in the
what
room.
he's doing.
But yeah, I'm looking at the North Carolina schedule here now. Charlotte and Richmond coming up should be wins, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they should be wins. Let's go ahead
Yeah.
and say that. Let's give them the
Okay.
credit. It should be wins.
We'll fast forward.
We'll have the
UCF,
balloon arch there.
UCF, Clemson, Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. How many wins do you see there?
Stanford and Wake Forest.
I even think Stanford is going to be tough for that. I think Stanford could be stingy at times.
No, because they also have
They're dealing
they
with kind of the same thing.
also
A lot of turnover, but Andrew Luck by that point in the season should have this roster rolling.
Frank Reich sucks ass. Like, let's go ahead. Like, Frank Reich is just there as a figurehead, as an adult in the room. He does not care about Stanford. He does not care about this football team. You can obviously see that they blew it against Hawaii week 1, and that last quarter showed me that he just does not care. So I'm gonna go ahead and write off Stanford. They maybe get 1 or 2 wins this season. Yeah, I'm done with that.
All right, so at best, let's say they sneak another win against
And Wake Forest is ass.
yeah. I agree there. Let's say they sneak a win against. I think NC State's better, way better. But let's say
Yeah.
they sneak a win against Duke or NC State or something like that. 5 wins. Not great. Not great for your first season with Belichick. And at what point does he say, actually, this fucking sucks? Like
Yeah,
being 5 win and catering to all these kids who make a lot of money, and my my girlfriend has to build balloon archways. She got not getting any credit for it. This sucks.
yeah. When does it not be obviously fun is not the right word, but when do I start to hate life and not think that this is the lifestyle for me if I'm Bill Belichick and I look out there. Because realistically, for Bill Belichick, money is not an issue anymore. For Bill Belichick, it's all about like him, and it was supposed to be him being excited to conquer new challenges, to take things on. But at what point does the shine kind of dim on this new adventure? And he realizes, you know what? I actually hate college students. I actually don't like playing when I don't have a like either an even playing field or I'm at a clear disadvantage based off of the school that I'm coaching at. I think it could be this. I would be surprised if they keep getting blown out that he returns the next year.
I mean, if they're getting blown out like this multiple times, as a school, I'm kind of like, why would we want you back? You're 73 years old. You think you're gonna all of a sudden figure it out and turn it around at 74, 75, 76 years old? How much do we dump into our football program for you to just be bad and not, you know, with his attitude? Like we
Yeah.
have to deal with that also. And then you're also like not the most excited person to be here dealing with all these kids. I think it's a tough marriage between Belichick and the school. And it sucks because I think when he got out of New England, there was that year where he was in TV and he started lighting up. It looked like,
Yeah.
and people started to kind of come around and be like, you know, Bill's actually a cool guy. And then it felt like the Jordan Hudson thing came around and she slowly started to pull him away from being the TV entity that was starting to win back some people. And now it's just gone completely the wrong direction.
Yeah. But with a couple of get right games right on the horizon, we could be looking at, balloon arch victories. We could be looking at Belichick, cracking a couple jokes in the press conference. We could be looking at a resurgence of North Carolina football back to the glory days. I don't think so, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy if they lose to Richmond or Charlotte. That's gonna be pretty wild sports day. Well, you guys let us know in the comments how you feel about it, and send us your archways, your balloon archways. Uh, that's what we should have our fantasy football punishment be like. You have to make an archway and do a post game press conference.
Where did your season go wrong? It's like, okay, yep.
And is it a boy or a girl? All right. Well, you guys let us know in the comments what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Later.